your projections in your second quarter earnings say that you're going to sell as many as 6,000 homes this year. I believe that was the high end of the range.
Yep, high end.
Real estate, we've seen the statistics. Real estate's a $1.9 trillion market. A couple million or few million houses are bought and sold each year. How much of that realistically could become OfferPad's, addressable universe? And how many markets do you see yourself in? Because obviously there's some small rural markets that don't make sense for the iBuying business.
So yeah, you have about 1.9 trillion. I mean, the TAM is just so massive. And what people don't talk enough about the TAM is just how fragmented the TAM is right now. It's just so fragmented, and the way that the industry is happening right now with the fragment, it puts a lot of the burden on the consumer. So, but as we identify different markets and we continue to grow, like I mentioned before, the model can work in most, if not all, markets. Like I said, there'll be some rural markets it might make sense, or they'll be down the road a little bit, or even a satellite market that we expand into. But I will tell you, and this is where I'm extremely bullish. Right now, if you take as much noise as you take the big three iBuyers, us and our two competitors, about how much noise we've created out there and really revolutionized the way people look at real estate. We all have together combined have less than 1% market share. 99% of the people are still going the old way. And so the TAM and just that market is just going to, I mean, there's just so much opportunity and so much runway there. But as you look at the segment, so you're going to see us rapidly expanding into all markets. But the TAM of those markets, especially having different solutions, there's a lot of different ways to get market share, not just your iBuying model, but the other products that we're offering and will continue to offer the consumer. That more and more market share will, I believe strongly, will come this direction.
Kind of to follow up on that, do you see yourselves making the most of your money from iBuying or from all these adjacent services?
It depends. I mean, in a perfect world, as we continue to grow, it'll be 50-50, and how that evolves over time. I mean, one of the education, so the first couple of years, the education of OfferPad was, hey, we're different than what you've seen before. We're real estate as a service. We're a direct home buyer. People kept trying to put us into a certain box of that they've seen before. Are you a fix and flip company? Are you, and we're like, no, we're different than what you've seen before. We want to do real estate as a service. That was the first. And I think that one thing, and we've done a lot of things that we could improve on. One of the things we did really, really well is really creating that new space that now people call iBuying. The next phase of education is really educating the consumer about our solution center and other products. And don't think of us just as an iBuyer, but think about other ways that we're going to make your life easy and put you more into control. And so that's really the next evolution of this. And and like I mentioned before, you have a homeowner that trades once every 7 years. 7 years ago, an iBuyer didn't exist. So it's new education to more and more customers or consumers as they continue to sell their house and all the other services. So that's a challenge we have ahead of us. And I think there's a massive opportunity there with how big the market is, but also just how broken and lack of control the consumer has in the old way of doing real estate.